Tonight, a teenager accused of murdering his 13-year-old classmate has been threatening and extorting other teen inmates.
Aiden Fucci, F-U-C-C-I, 14-year-old. He's currently in custody with the Department of Juvenile Justice, charged with second-degree murder.
Under Florida law, Fucci faces 40 years to life in prison, but will have the opportunity to have his case reviewed in 25 years.
Crimes like this just aren't supposed to happen in St. Johns County, or any part of the country for that matter. A 13-year-old girl suffers 114 wounds, and a 14-year-old classmate is deemed responsible. On Monday, Aiden Fucci, now 16, is scheduled to go to a trial charged as an adult with the first-degree murder of Tristyn Bailey. Although he was charged as an adult with first-degree murder, due to being a juvenile, he is not eligible for death penalty if found guilty. He does face 40 years to life in prison.
He has informed me that you'd like to enter a plea of guilty to the charge of first-degree murder. That is a sentence that is a crime which is punishable by up to life in prison. The minimum sentence that the court could impose would be 40 years in prison. The minimum sentence that this court could impose for you would be 40 years in prison. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court could impose all the way up to life in prison. Do you understand that as well?
I do, Your Honor.
After serving 25 years of a life term, the judge can review the possibility of a lighter sentence. Bailey had been reported missing on Mother's Day weekend in 2021 and last seen walking with Fucci in their Durbin Creek neighborhood shortly after 1 a.m. on May 9th. As he was taken away in the back of a squad car, he allegedly shared an image of himself on Snapchat. The photo shows a male in the back of a police vehicle holding a peace sign alongside the caption, "Hey guys, anybody seen Tristyn lately?"
Fun in a f***ing cop car.
Yep. Tristyn.
What's up, guys?
Yep.
Tristyn, if you f***ing walk out the damn...
When you see this in a month.
The Sun confirmed that it has been probed by the police as part of the investigation. Prior to Fucci's first court appearance, Sheriff Robert Hardwick told WOKV that the image showed that he was proud of what he did.
There's no doubt in my mind that this is a cold, calculated, I hate to use the word cold and calculated, but this is a murder case. This is not an accidental death.
In Fucci's arrest report, he confirmed being with his Patriot Oaks Academy classmate at a friend's house and leaving with her at about 1:10 a.m. on May 9, 2021. He said they got into an argument and he pushed her to the ground, striking her head. He said he walked around a while until getting to his Castle Court home at about 3:30 a.m. Security video showed the two walking from the Durbin Amenity Center on North Durbin Parkway about 1:15 a.m. At 1:45 a.m., they were also seen walking on the Saddlestone Drive, but only him again at 3:30 a.m. on the same street and heading the opposite direction and carrying his shoes. Bailey's body was found towards the end of the retention pond, not far from Saddlestone or Fucci's home.
Just behind me is the lake that has been searched this morning by the St. Johns County dive team, and it is right here just on the edge of the Durbin Crossing neighborhood. We had to kind of walk through a small path of woods in order to see this spot, but it is in this wooded area where Tristyn Bailey's body is believed to have been discovered by a resident who was trying to help out with the search for her on Sunday.
According to Louisa's announcement, Tristyn Bailey was stabbed 114 times, with 49 of those wounds sustained to her hands and arms.
The medical examiner completed an autopsy on our victim and identified confidently that there were 114 stab wounds. 114. At least 49 of those stab wounds were to the hands, arms, and the head.
Louisa described those wounds as defensive and said that the 13-year-old suffered them as she fought for her life.
We can't see what happened at that point, but we know the result. So there certainly was a struggle. There were defensive wounds on this poor young lady, and she was fighting for her life.
Investigators recovered what they believed to be the murder weapon, a folding buck knife in a pond near to Tristyn's body. Louisa said the blade was missing a tip, which medical examiners found lodged in Tristyn's scalp.
Some rust or something like that, but I mean the important parts of the knife, maybe the name, serial number, model number, those could likely still be on it.
Investigators later learned that Fucci told his friends he was going to kill someone by taking them into the woods and stabbing them. It is unclear why Bailey was that someone, if she rejected him or what their argument was about. In a recently reviewed interview, his girlfriend said he always carried a knife with him, went out of school and talked about killing people and even her. He would come up from behind her and pretend to slit her throat, but she said she never took it seriously.
Aiden,
kept knives for protection. He always had a knife on him if he wasn't at school.
When you say knives, we're talking like...
Just like pocket knives.
Like folding pocket knives?
Yeah, like they would fold up and...
Okay.
She also said he claimed to hear voices in his head when he was angry.
He would keep his AirPods. He listened to music to try and calm him down. He said that helped him with his anger.
Court records list security video, DNA, clothing, receipts for 2 knives, cell phone records and emails, Snapchats, recorded phone calls and texts from jail, and interviews with friends, family, teachers, and fellow inmates while being detained in the jail. Many of the latter will testify along with forensic investigators and detectives. The sheriff's office incident reports multiple instances of Fucci being involved in fights, bullying inmates out of their commissary items, and being combative with guards and making threats against them. He has had to be pepper sprayed and restrained on more than one occasion.
16-year-old Aiden Fucci goes on trial for first-degree murder next month, but his alleged history of violence against other inmates goes back more than a year. In fact, according to jail records, on Christmas Day of 2021, Fucci admitted to stabbing and killing a girl. Officers used a taser to break up a fight between Fucci and another inmate. 1 month later, an inmate told officers that Fucci has been threatening inmates and said he would stab that inmate. The inmate said Fucci claimed, quote, "He's real because he stabbed a girl face to face and took her life."
His mother, Tristyn Bailey Smith, now 37, was charged with tampering with evidence after home security video showed her scrubbing blood out of her son's jeans the day Bailey was killed.
We received a series of videos late this afternoon, including those from inside Fucci's Durbin Crossing home, which show what detectives say is Fucci's mom washing blood off of his jeans.
Crystal Smith walking into an upstairs bathroom, and that is where the state's attorney says Smith is seen cleaning her son's bloody jeans. When officers went into the home, they found a pair of wet jeans in Fucci's bedroom, and as we reported earlier this summer, the jeans and a drain in a bathroom tested positive for blood.
She's awaiting trial. Court records show his father, 38-year-old Jason Michael Fucci, was charged with battery in 2016 when he assaulted a man at a gas station after he nearly bumped his son with his car. It isn't clear if that was Aiden, but the father was sentenced to 6 months probation and anger management.